Hello and welcome to NES Classics. In this installment, the game is one of the greatest games of all time. This is Mega Man 3, released by Capcom in 1990. Mega Man 3 is the follow-up to the mega hit, no pun intended, Mega Man 2. This game is still often debated whether it's better or if it's a little bit worse than Mega Man 2. Personally, I feel that it's really stupid. It's just like the Super Nintendo versus Genesis debate. They're both excellent games. They're both great. You know, there's no reason to prefer one over the other or, you know, to trash talk the other. They're both quite fantastic. Now, the version I'm going to be playing here today is not actually the stock version of the game that you pick up in stores. This game is actually Mega Man 3 Enhanced. This is a redone version, ROM hack version of Mega Man 3 that I've previously showcased before, but, you know, now that I have an HD camera and I'm able to record better footage, I might as well just talk about this again, because Mega Man 3 really deserves its own place in NES Classics. So, for Mega Man 3, for this video, because Capcom loves to throw up copyright claims on their music, I'm going to try and record this with the music at a very low volume, so my voice is like the primary audio source of this video. We're going to see if that makes a difference. Maybe it will, maybe it won't. We'll have to see. So anyway, we're going to be playing some of this. This is the ROM hack version that I was just saying before, so this version has quite a few changes and improvements over the stock version. For one thing, on the title screen here, it has Mega Man right at the title screen, as the original version of Rockman 3 actually did that as well, but it was removed from the North American version for some reason. So anyway, let's press start and let's show you another difference. Now, when you move around the Robot Master Select screen, on the stock version, Shadow Man's portrait has a small little glitch that goes around the top of him. It's very noticeable and happens on the real hardware, happens on emulations. Like, it'll happen no matter what. But this version actually fixes that. Another thing it does is it actually lets you... Well, okay, I'll just get right into it and show you what I mean, something it does. So I'm going to select Magnet Man first. Now normally, if you want to select the Rush coil, you got to press start, you got to go next, and then you got to find Rush coil, press start, and push them down, and bam, there's Rush coil. And to get back, you got to go back, same process again. But this hack allows you to do something that's really, really cool. Simply press select. You can press select to cycle through all of your weapons and items. Since I don't have anything except for the Rockbuster and the Rush Coil right now, it doesn't really matter because I just will cycle directly back from my default Rockbuster to the Rush Coil. Mega Man 3 was a big game when it came out. It was, you know, this was one of the big games of 1990. This was, you know, like, I don't know, whatever, the yearly Call of Duty game or whatever, like Madden, you know, that kind of big title, like big AAA game. So, you know, most kids, you know, who are familiar with NES games will probably already be familiar with this game. But if you're younger and, you know, I'm interested in NES games and looking back in history, this is definitely one that has stood the test of time extremely well. Mega Man 3 was a surefire game that Capcom basically greenlit immediately after Mega Man 2 was a major success. Because Mega Man 2, the original Mega Man game was not a major success for Capcom. It was a game that, yeah, didn't sell terribly, but it wasn't the big hit that they really wanted it to be, like Ghosts and Goblins, for instance, was. So, when Mega Man 2 was under development, it was made under the conditions that the team, Inafune and the team making it, would do it basically in their spare time. That they would do it so long as it didn't interfere with the development of other games. They couldn't make it a priority target. So, you know, even considering that, you know, the fact that they were basically had their hands tied, it still is absolutely impressive that Mega Man 2 is what it is, you know, if you think about it. But Mega Man 3 didn't have that kind of constraint. This game was, you know, given priority. However, with Mega Man 3, keep screwing up here. With Mega Man 3, the problem with this game it was under a tight time schedule because Capcom wanted this done by 1990, by holiday season. So to get the game done very quickly, basically a lot of corners had to be scrapped. A lot of ideas that were half implemented into the game were sort of never finished. And as such, Mega Man 3 is this strange thing of where, as good as it is, it could have been so much more. So let's see. Damn it, I missed. There we go. Darn it. I should have waited for the block pattern there. It was too hasty. Gotta wait. So this hack sort of restores some of the beta elements of Rockman 3 that were never really implemented. And, you know, this game is absolutely filled with beta elements. For one thing, the debug menu that allows you to do things like look at sprites in individual frames and jump super high so you can jump the entire length of the screen. They're all still there, available secretly on the Player 2 controller. If you press various directional arrows or buttons on Player 2 and then press buttons on Player 1 simultaneously, you could do things in Mega Man 3 that, you know, you shouldn't normally be able to do. And that's all there because it's beta leftovers. Stuff that the debuggers were throwing in, you know, so they could play the game very quickly and, you know, not have to worry about the game's difficulty or anything like that. So, let's see. Dang it. I keep being late. Jump. There we go. Okay, I know what I gotta do here. I don't need the rush coil, I can do this. So I gotta do that, and then that, and then that, and then that. Oh no, and that's not right. That block there is just there to trick you. You gotta jump, and then go from there, and then wait for it and jump. So much easier if you have the rush jet. But I chose Mega Man first, because I'm stupid, I guess. Alright, there we go. Wait for that. Okay, yeah. Alright, hooray, victory done. That wasn't that hard, it's just that I wasn't doing it right. So if you've never played a Mega Man game, well, really shame on you, but the games all basically work the same. They are action platformers where you can shoot and jump and slide and go beat up other robots. The slide was the first, this was the first game to introduce the slide. Mega Man would later have this as basically a staple that all the rest of the Mega Man classic games would have except for 9 and 10 because they're based around Mega Man 2. Magnet Man just pulls you towards him, and then fires off the magnet missiles. He's not that hard to take out with the Rockbuster. There we go. Did it. So, another thing that's interesting about the original beta version of Mega Man 3 here was that the Magnet Man's weapon here, the magnet missile, in the final version of the game, has basically two sprites. It can go horizontally and it can go vertically. But the beta version, actually hidden in the game itself, I'm gonna go after, I can go after Hard Man next. This one has a new thing that it does, a new sprite animation, and this is it going on a kind of horizontal angle, where it's, or I don't know how to describe it, like a half horizontal, half vertical angle, like on a upward slant. Yeah, did you see that? Another thing that happens now is your weapons will instantly refill. You don't have that awkward animation that would happen or when you pick up something that would slowly pick up. Some points you need the rush coil. You can't proceed without it. Being able to press select to go right back to the Rockbuster is so handy in this game. Run away from the monkey. I could get that, but it'd just be a waste of time. There we go. Get her down. Go this way. I don't know, that's not the right way. Let's collect the E-Tank first. Or the E-Cam. E-Tanks are the wrong series, so that's Mega Man X that I'm thinking of. I'll take that. Slide this way. Climb upwards. Now it's actually interesting. Mega Man 3 is, again, because it was kind of rushed in development, doesn't have any major cutscenes that happen. It's the only Mega Man game besides the first one on the NES that doesn't have an opening sequence. The opening sequence is basically just the title screen itself, and that's it. There's no plot summary or anything. The plot of Mega Man 3 is that after being defeated, Dr. Wily basically declares that he's not a bad guy at all. He's just given up his evil ways. And now him and Dr. Light are working together again, and they're going to develop a giant peacekeeping robot that totally won't be tried to use. Wily totally won't try and steal it and to try and take over the world with it. And these robots that appear, the Robot Masters, are like, I don't know, rogue forces. They're totally not sent by Wily. And Mega Man has to defeat them because they guard crystals or something that are needed to power this giant peacekeeping robot. But, you know, Mega Man 3 not having its plot intact in-game, it's not really that important because the Mega Man games don't have, you know, very deep plots to begin with, and Mega Man 3's plot in general is just kind of pretty stupid. It's like, hey, everyone's stupid and thinks that Dr. Wily has changed. You know, it's basically and then they get duped. There's your plot of the game. Alright, next I'm going to hit Gemini Man stage. Now, Gemini Man stage is something that that does benefit from this hack that makes the game better than it ever had before. Notice the star field in the background. It has parallax scrolling. In the original version, it was just a single layer. So here with parallax scrolling, it makes it look like it has depth, and that makes a really cool effect. Gemini Man stage is probably, you know, one of the coolest stages in any NES game. Not for this outside section where you're like, I don't know, where you are. This is like on the moon or something. I don't really get where Gemini Man stage is supposed to take place. You know, most of the stages, you can, like, they're in a mountain or they're in like a factory or something, but this one is like, what's going on? Alright, and then there's this big thing, and then you hear the whistle, and on top of it is your brother Proto Man, or Blues as he's known in Japan. See that? He transformed into Breakman. That's a new thing that's added. But check this out. So colorful! So cool. You can shoot these things that look like sperm and take them out. They drop random things if you can collect them. They only ever appear in Gemini Man stage. They don't appear, I don't think they appear in the rest of the game. Oh, no, actually they do. They appear in the Doc Robot stage when you come back to Gemini Man stage. But that doesn't really count because that's Gemini Man stage again. Alright. Select Rush Coil. Go back up. Alright, and there we go. It's tricky to do if you don't have enough ammo for Rush Coil. But luckily I have full ammo. With this thing you just gotta shoot it in the face. It doesn't move. Pretty basic enemy. And just in case you didn't get enough, there's another one. The only thing that makes it a threat is that it shoots out small little penguins around the floor. Alright, now I don't believe I have the... You know, I don't have the Rush Marine, which would make this section a lot easier, but I don't have it, so... Just gonna do my best without it. I could get that, but that's risky. Alright, now let's get out of here. I'm gonna go with magnet missiles for these. Oh, darn it. I don't know why I couldn't take that guy out, but whatever. This will be easy. Just shoot this guy when he opens his eyes. That's it. Go down. Now I am going to be defeated by Gemini Man because I don't have the Search Snake, which is what he is weak to. Gemini Man can do what his namesake suggests, and that's multiply himself into two different forms, be twins. He is very difficult to take out if you do not have the proper equipment. But I just took him. I'm just fighting him for the sake of this video. I do have 2 E-cans, so I should be able to beat him with full health plus 2 E-cans, because I recover and he doesn't. And once you take out one of the clones, then it doesn't come back. There we go. Alright, I'm going to heal now. Thank you. Now his weapon, the Gemini laser, will bounce off walls and stuff. It sounds like a really awesome weapon, but it's not actually all that useful except in very specific situations. Alright, there's Gemini Man defeated. So, I'm going to do one more battle, and that's probably going to be the thing that I can use Gemini Man's weapon on. That's Needle Man. Needle Man's weapon is... Gemini laser is useful on Needle Man, because lasers are more powerful than needles. Now, Mega Man 3's Robot Masters are kind of interesting. This is the first and one of the only Mega Man games that doesn't exactly have a loop for all of the weapons being better or worse than all the others. And what I mean by that is that the Robot Masters, you don't just start with one and you can use the next one on the next robot. It sort of works somewhat like that. It's kind of like a weird system. Now this has got a really cool stage. This is, you know, very, very iconic NES level design for me. You know, these things that throw their bouncing balls. And the mechs, take them out. You know, when I was a kid, I used to always think that this stage, you know, had a lot of yellow, and, you know, it's actually interesting that I thought that, because, you know, this, the NES palette doesn't actually do yellow. The yellow is not a color that the NES can do. It can do sort of like a flesh tone or something like that, and then, or it can do various shades of orange, but yellow is not actually something the NES is capable of doing, and it's just rather interesting. So they use a lot of greens and oranges, you know, to complement the colors. As well as blues, of course, because the NES could do a lot of blues. I got hit. Alright. Do I dare try and get that? Yep. I do dare and get that. These guys throw their hammers, Hammer Joes. Such original names. Sometimes it's a good strategy to go back to attack enemies and farm them for health. See if they drop anything that you can use. This guy can only be attacked when he opens his eyes, but he's not dropping anything, so okay. I dropped an extra life, which is alright, I guess. Now I did pick up that E-can, so I'm going to switch to Gemini Laser, and we're going to be Gemini Laser Man versus Needle Man. I missed. Or did I? There we go. Beaten. Alright guys, I think that's a probably good point to stop the video now. So if you guys have any questions about Mega Man 3, feel free to leave them in the comment section down below. Also be sure to hit the like button, because hitting the like button helps support my channel and lets me know that you guys want to see more videos like this. So sorry I had to turn the video or the audio way down for this video, but you know, I don't want to get flagged again and you know, have all these problems with Mega Man content on YouTube, because I love the series, but I just wish that YouTube weren't such bastards when it would come to this content ID stuff, you know. Anyway, thanks for watching guys, and I'll see you guys next time. Let's go for Pop Man. I swear, they got the T and the P wrong here. I mean, just look at the stage. This doesn't look like any top that I have ever seen.